you know, one thing that I find shocking about us Ghanaians, you see, is when issue of corruption comes up, and sometimes I hear the figures, $80 million, $20 million, $30 million. I've had the opportunity of living outside of Ghana before.
Yep.
When you hear corruption in countries who are really, really rich, they'll hear that, oh, this minister, Ansakwa, paid his hotel bill, £800, and then that's it, you resign. Or he went on holiday on a boat trip, and so paid £2,000 towards their holiday. He's out. Minister of Transport got in trouble because in the evenings, he will let the driver take him home in a Toyota Avensis. The Ministry of Transport has a Toyota Avensis. And so the whole of UK got outraged that you will not sit in a train that you provide us to go to work, and that you want us to pay for fuel for the driver to drive you home. So they got angry. Here we are, 1 billion because of, you know, mishappenings in the banking, and it's like business as usual. And so many other stories we hear, and the figures are so huge. It's as if we are okay and this is nothing. But let me narrow it down to the banking. I mean, now we hear in camera and all that. What are your comments on this whole banking saga?
No, I have had occasion to comment on this matter. And it appears that probably, even though you've not seen my comments, you are sharing the same sentiments I shared on Facebook. No. Today we are going to China for 2 billion. In fact, the amount is about 2 billion, not 1 billion. Because 2 billion Ghana cedis was issued to cushion depositors in the case of UT and Capital. Today, 5.7 billion will be issued in respect of the 5 banks. Okay?
Yeah.
Now that brings the total to a 7.7. That's close to $2 billion. That's close to $2 billion.
Yeah.
Now, and I say that we have not even appreciated, some of us have not even appreciated the intensity of the malfeasance in the banking sector by directors, auditors, shareholders of the banks, or its impact on the economy. Now, you deposit your money, and the bank runs on deposits. Now, with the assurance that any time you need the money, you can go for it. Today, people walk into the bank. Why there is no general annoyance or some disquiet about what is happening on a larger scale is that people still walk into the bank and they are able to withdraw their monies. They are able to withdraw monies. They assume that the monies they are withdrawing are the monies that they deposited. Unknown. I mean, sometimes they even withdraw the money and go home and then tell their family members that, oh, I've been lucky.
Everything is fine.
I went to the bank and I've been able to take my money. Then the family members will join him in thanking God for his little favors. Unknown to them, they are those paying him. They are paying the debt. The banks, their monies have long gone, and the taxpayer now is paying the debts on behalf of the banks. So I've said, now, banking transactions or financial services depend on trust. The integrity of the system should always be our paramount concern. That when people incorporate a bank, they should be people with reputation, people we can vouch for. But of course, we are all human beings. And that's why the Bank of Ghana has the regulatory authority and the supervisory authority over these banks. And so the systems that we have put in place to ensure that we are not hard done by the conduct of shareholders, directors, or auditors of the banks should be working. it appears to me that those systems have failed us. And they have failed us repeatedly. Because I say repeatedly because in this country, we've seen the case of Piram. Can you imagine how many people lost their monies by engaging in that scam? We've seen R5. We have seen DKM. And many, many more. In fact, when Parliament had opportunity to call, to invite the Bank of Ghana to speak on the DKM issue, they mentioned other non-banking financial institutions which were operating in this country with a license. There are even some non-bank financial institutions operating in this country where the depositors have some level of apprehension. And you find that the Bank of Ghana is almost impotent in responding. So for me, I think that we've not gotten to the end yet, and we should not get to the end yet. Now we need some level of transparency in the dealings of the Bank of Ghana in respect of the 5 banks, to know exactly what happened, or if you want, you add the 2 earlier banks, UT and Capital Bank, to know exactly what happened, to hold people responsible and accountable, and to punish those who have acted, who are culpable in the dissipation of the deposits of people.
Alhaji, could the problem not be, and I'm going to be really blunt and honest here, the problem not be that, you see, outside of the courts and everything, as Ghanaians, we operate on a certain understanding.
Yeah.
When something goes wrong, you can't tell the court that, listen, outside of the court, we operate with an understanding. So I can imagine a bank, and elections are coming up, and the president calls the bank and says, look, this guy is going to do this road. Look, it's election time. Please advance him some money, and I'll sort it out. I can rarely see any bank owner telling the president that, oh no, I'm not going to do that. And maybe 9 out of 10 times, you start informal and end formal and start informal. But if it goes wrong, it will be very impossible to go and tell the judge that, oh, look, judge, we do these things every day where this person needs his assistant, you go ahead and do it before the paperwork, before this. And these are some of the things that have accumulated. Because you hear the bank saying, oh, the government owes us, the government owes us, the government owes us. And it's one of those things where government is also nearing election or anything. Say, look, help this guy for me, I'll sort you out. And if it doesn't come, the banker can't go in front of the judge and say, look, this is our understanding.
No. It's difficult to appreciate such situation. Are you suggesting that the presidents and political leadership of this country will speak to indigenous banks? Because what has happened has actually happened to indigenous banks.
Of course, because the president won't call any Nigerian bank or
so why?
Stanchart.
They are Ghanaian banks. They are not owned by indigenous people, but they are Ghanaian banks.
What I'm saying is because of our relationship.
So what I'm trying to drive at is that the personal relationship between a bank manager who is a trustee, a caretaker of the deposits of other persons should be of a fiduciary nature, that the manager should at all times know that he has a duty of care towards depositors and should not pander to the whims and caprices of political actors.
But in reality, it's not.
So in reality, if you know you cannot hold your grounds against political pressure, don't incorporate a bank or don't take the directorship. It's an onerous responsibility. I'm sorry, it cannot be done. Because we need X, Y, Z. I've said it. I was associated with the NIB, and I know what happened when one other MD was the head of NIB. I know what happened. giving a loan of $5 million to a lady to buy a property without security, giving notes to people to just go withdraw money. I know what happened. And I'm saying that it should not happen that way. Yes, the government of Ghana capitalized, set up the NIB and capitalized same. But NIB has since grown to be keeping deposits of people. And so if you are the managing director of that bank, you should know that you have a fiduciary relationship with the depositors, and that the duty of care is not abated by reason of the fact that you have been appointed by the political leadership.
See, but these things only happen when there's trouble. See, these things only come up when there's trouble.
And that's what I'm saying. So it means that the supervisory jurisdiction of the Bank of Ghana has not been robust enough. The supervisory jurisdiction of the Bank of Ghana should be proactive as well as reactive. And that is why all banks are supposed to file audited accounts at the end of each year to help the Bank of Ghana determine how healthy those banks are. So what has been happening all these years? Because if there's going to be a problem, you should be able to see the problem even before it comes. And so it means that there's something that is fundamentally wrong with the exercise of the supervisory jurisdiction of the Bank of Ghana. And so I still hold, and to be honest with you, I have said that probably we need to put in place structures at the Bank of Ghana and demand more accountability. Indeed, I have even said that this is the time the Bank of Ghana should be running to Parliament to explain to the people of Ghana what has happened and what steps they are taking to deal with the situation. Because now we are being told that a bank has been set up, Consolidated Bank. Okay, so when was it set up? Who authorized the capitalization of the bank? When were the bonds issued? Were the bonds part of the bond calendar of government? Who authorized those bonds to be issued? You understand? How can a bank or the Minister of Finance, because I understand that two of the directors are from the Minister of Finance. Two of the directors of Consolidated Bank are from the Minister of Finance. The legal officer of the Bank of Ghana is the secretary to the newly established bank. Now you find the Bank of Ghana, which is a regulator, now a player
in the field.
And so we need to understand exactly what is happening.
On that note, I'm going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, should JM run or should JM stay at home and just be a referee to the newcomers? But no, he says, I am running. Do you think it's a good idea or bad idea? Stay tuned. We are coming back.